Hi Libra. Sorry, it took me a while, but I am ready to post for you guys. I wanted to do a pick a card reading for each zodiac sign. I thought that this would be fun. So, okay. We have pile number 1, which is the Light Seers Tarot. And then we have pile number 2, which is the Gilded Tarot. Take a second to choose which pile you want. I will give you guys a second to choose. If you need longer time, go ahead and pause the video. Okay, pile number 1. What changes are coming my Libra's way? Those who chose in pile number 1. I get this feeling that you guys are doing something like drastic, like you're changing homes or you're moving or you're changing relationships or jobs. There's something about changing, or you're changing like your appearance. So we have Judgment. The Knight of Swords, the Ten of Cups, we have the Three of Swords and the Four of Coins. We have the Death card. So I feel like for some of you guys, there has been this cycle that you guys are breaking. It's like a pattern where you guys used to care about the judgments of others. And I still feel like some of you guys might still kind of care about how other people view you or see you. I'm getting that there's still this part of you that is healing that. So you have the Two of Coins. We have the Six of Coins, the Page of Wands, the Ace of Swords, the Five of Coins, the Six of Wands, the Tower, and then we have the Two of Wands. Okay. So I feel like for a lot of my Libras that have chosen pile number 1, I get this feeling that a lot of you guys have been struggling to find like a part of you have always, I guess the way I want to word it is growing up. I think that a lot of you has always kind of done what others have asked of you. I just kind of heard like, no, not really. But it's more like when it came to your parents, you were afraid of this rejection. They judged a lot. I think you had a parent in the household that would judge people a lot and would compare people and would compare you to cousins or siblings and things like that. You know, I really got kind of that. So you felt like you always kind of had to walk around on eggshells with this parent or this person in your life, because you felt like any little mistake you would make, you would be judged for it. And it felt like you were always kind of on this, like the spotlight was always put on you. It almost felt like you could never get away with anything. Some of you guys could have had really strict parents, and so you really hated to listen to the things that they would ask of you, or, you know, I just felt like they put you in situation, like, I feel like you've always been put into a situation where you've always been judged or have always been compared to. And that's what I'm trying to get at. So some of you guys, you've had very strict childhoods, or you've had childhoods where you've always felt very compared to. So maybe you've had like a grandmother or something, and she would always compare you to a sibling or always compare you to somebody else. You just always have felt that initial, I never quite measured up kind of an attitude, kind of a vibe is what I'm getting. And I think a lot of you guys are trying to cut that out of your life. It feels like some of you guys have realized that this is constricting you, or that this is what you are moving into. And I feel like a lot of you guys are choosing you're choosing what you think will make you happier in the long run. A lot of you guys feel this pain or this worry that if you were to go against your parents' wishes or go against certain people's perceptions about you, if you're afraid to truly show yourself, because there's a part of you that believes that if you do that, it would cause you pain, it will cause you great loss. And a lot of you guys are holding in these feelings and holding in these beliefs because you know truly what you want to do, but you feel like you can't do it because of this restraint, this judgment that you have felt growing up. And for a lot of you guys, this is a cycle that is going to come to an end. This is something that you know that is no longer serving you. It's almost like this is something that has finally came up to your awareness that needs to be just discarded. And unfortunately for some of you guys, you've had to deal with this for a while, where you've maybe felt like, I think it started when you dropped the ball on something and they freaked out on you and you realized that you can't live like that. And a part of you has some kind of calling that you want to do. It's almost like you want to share with everyone. You know, you want to be kind and loving and supporting of others, but you feel like you can't be who you truly are because there's all these limited expectations that were placed upon you at such a young age that it's painful to consider yourself in any other way. So I feel like a lot of you guys, you've kind of put back a little bit of who you truly are. It's like you dampened a piece of yourself, you know, that wanted to shine, that wanted to burn bright. And I feel like a lot of you guys, you are going to cut yourself loose from the web, from what you thought once was. So I feel like a lot of you guys, it's almost like a very good analogy where everything was kind of tied together like a ball. Everything was just all grouped together, and you've realized that this has impacted all areas of your life. because of every judgment that you have felt that was placed upon you, every time you've been around your mom or been around somebody that would judge, it caused you to form a little bit more of a knot to the point to where it got massive. And it's like you're learning to acknowledge it, understand what it is, and then chop it down. And so I feel like that's kind of what's happening. And this feeling left out, feeling alone, it's like you're afraid that if you were to move forward, it's like this pain makes you feel isolated, but you're afraid to let go of this pain because if a part of you is afraid that if you do pursue what it is that you want, if you do go against other people's wishes, what is going to happen to you? And I think that that is something that has been kind of forming in your relationships with other people and the way that you've been viewing yourself. And I feel like you guys are kind of stepping out of that. And it almost feels as though you're going to have a tower moment or some kind of, you're afraid that you're going to lose this war. I'm not sure what this is. For some of you, maybe it's coming out of the closet, right? Maybe for some of you, it's embracing some kind of aspect of yourself that you know other people would judge, that you know that other people are not going to take kindly to. You have this fear that you're going not only to disappoint everybody that you care about, but you're also afraid of being ostracized. You're kind of afraid of how they're going to judge you. What are people going to think about you? And this has kind of been blocking you from moving forward in this creative adventure, or it is what it is that you really want to do in your life. And it's something that you know is something that you're going to want to do. But you're just afraid of what the repercussions would be. Yeah, see, I feel like you've been juggling for so long, trying to keep up with other people, that not speaking your truth when you know you wanted to. Feeling like you're not getting what it is that you really need. It's like your soul is calling you to do something different, but those around you want you to be like, say for instance, a part of you knows that you want to go travel as a career or something, and all of a sudden you have people that wanted to make you be a lawyer or something, right? They didn't want you to, say, be a photographer that travels around the world or something crazy, right? You wanted to do something and people are like, oh, be realistic, or no, or you're afraid of what they're going to say. You're afraid of their judgments. And I think one of the things that also might have happened here is you might have grown up with like the silent treatment a lot, where you've always felt like if you would voice your opinion, then you're going to get judged or something bad's going to happen to you. I really just feel like a lot of you guys, you're wanting to run away from these feelings. You're wanting to run away from the responsibilities that other people have placed upon you. It's like you're carrying other people's wounds, other people's injuries, other people's beliefs, and now you're like, I need to heal. I want to move on from this. I don't want to feel restricted anymore. And so a lot of you guys have taken the time to think about what it is that you want to say, but the issue was you were having a very hard time expressing yourself, Libra, because of all of these issues that kept arising. And I feel like you were dealing with a lot of people that anytime you will go after something you'd like, you would get disappointed or something bad would kind of happen. And I feel like it's led to this heartbreak. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, it made you lose sight of your purpose. It made you feel like you can't go for what it is that you want. It's like a sense of drive was missing, and you've been wanting to get that back ever since, and you've been holding on to this pain because you felt that lack and that loss when you gave up a part of yourself to conform to a family or to conform to society or to a group of friends. There's something here where you felt like you needed to let go of a part of yourself and move forward, and because of that, every time you tried to work towards a goal, it feels meaningless. It feels like a struggle. It doesn't feel like you're getting where you want to go in life. You don't feel powerful. You don't feel like you're in control of your life. And that's what is ending right now for you, Libra, because I feel like a lot of you guys are going to start finding back that spark and that creativity again. Getting over the worries and the insecurities about what other people will think of you is a very hard task to do. And I feel like for some of you guys, especially by being compared or feeling like other people always try to make you feel lesser than others, it has always kind of caused you to always put yourself below others. But now it's the time for you to start getting better and building up that self-worth so that you can start to see that you can take affirmative actions towards the things that you want to do in your life. And I feel like a lot of you guys are so tired of constantly trying to make a decision that you just want to drop the burden, but yet your mind is constantly racing with this idea that back and forth between, should I do this? Should I not? What will they think of me? I'm afraid to do that. What if nobody supports me? And you have all these fears and all of these worries because you think back to that time that caused you so much pain and that misery that you feel. And you remember how all these people around you would judge you and never give you the benefit of the doubt or never understand you truly. And so that's the part of you that needs to be healed, that needs to be resurrected. And I feel like that is on the verge and the precipice of actually coming towards the surface so that it can be healed and so that it has the ability to breathe and be able to dissolve. I feel like a lot of you guys are having your worries about your home life again, and also about your stability. A lot of you guys are trying to be very smart and very careful about your living conditions and everything else that you have. I don't know if you still live with your family. I don't know if they still influence. For some of you guys, this has just been a very difficult thing because you're afraid of what they're going to say about you. There's a part of you that believes that they're going to disapprove of you because you felt that way in the past and because perhaps they show that to you on a daily basis, that they do not approve of your actions, they do not approve of who you are. And I feel like a lot of you guys, you are willing to defend yourself and start to rise to that occasion to become that empress, letting go of these restrictions. And the way that I'm seeing that you're going to be doing that is by realizing that you cannot control other people's thoughts and opinions of you. It is exhausting to even think about. That is where a lot of your energy is going, and by the time that you have the time to do it, you will have no energy to do the tasks or to do the things that you wanted to do. And so I feel like you're wasting your time with people and circumstances that think small or that don't understand where you're coming from, people that can't give you the love and that respect that you deserve. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, this is something that's been really hard for you because even though you felt isolated and even though you've had difficulties, you've always tried to be there for other people. You've always tried to give advice when you can, be there for others when you can, but there's still this sense of sadness and this sense of lack due to this pain that you've experienced in the past, where people have always felt like they've outshined you or take something away from you, where you feel like you are unworthy, where you feel like you have to prove yourself to other people to get validated and to get loved. And I keep sensing, too, that a lot of you guys, this is the time that you need to balance this out because you do actually have victory. I think it's ironic that we have the Six of Wands in the reverse, and then to clarify it is the Six of Wands in the upright. I really believe that it is an illusional state where you don't think that you are capable of actually achieving what it is that you want, but in actuality you are. It's just this belief that you hold, it's this self-doubt that you have towards yourself that you need to look at and need to really evaluate. Is this belief my belief, or was this belief placed upon me as a young child? Learning to work through that, because with that Tower moment, you're going to have that second to actually regain back that clarity of who you are and really be able to acknowledge everything that has been happening in your life. This Tower moment is almost going to pause for you so that you can gather your thoughts. While everything is falling apart, while everything is burning, it's like you are going to be able to be in peace or gain some kind of knowing because you know you're following your right decision. Even if it's chaotic, you know that you need to do what's best and what is right for you. And so I feel like for a lot of you guys, you're going into this with a sense of having to choose that path in that direction, but a part of you is not listening to yourself, and that is what you need to start correcting, and that's what I feel like is kind of coming in. I feel like you have no choice. When the Tower comes out, the Tower is going to fall. It doesn't matter how much we try to prevent it. It is something that is going to happen because things have to change. And that is what the Tower is. It is that change. It is the knowing that things are going to move. Things have to move. Things cannot stay stagnant. And so I feel like for a lot of you guys, you've been stagnant for some time, Libra, and I think that that's been building up frustration within yourself. And now it's like you're going to have this Tower moment and you're going to feel... It's weird because I almost get the sense that everything is going to be crazy, but there's always going to be this little piece of you that's going to feel calm. This part of you that's going to feel like you have it together. And that's where that self-knowing is going to come in. When you doubt yourself, you're going to start making decisions that are not going to be best for you. So taking in that account and actually giving yourself that time to reevaluate what it is that you're doing in your life is going to actually create wonders for you guys. So I'm going to pull some cards for you. It's the Karma cards, just so we can kind of see what is happening for my Libras. But I feel like you guys have something that you really want to do. And I feel like you're capable of doing it, but you just need to assert yourself more. A lot of times, Libra, they always try to choose the peaceful route, and I feel like the universe is wanting you to have a little bit of conflict so that you can learn to resolve that conflict. And if a card ever wants to come out, there we go. So we have the Sun, the creation, the gaining of respect from others, things about to life for or light. Things brought to life or light. So, you guys, I feel like you've been in Saturn for a while. You've been feeling very limited, very constrictive. Like I said, just you don't feel like yourself. And now, once you start to come towards... and you know, some of you guys might actually be a Libra sun. And if you guys are my Libra suns, the Sun is debilitated in Libra. But when you can master it, and once you can head towards it more, the Sun sign is something that you age into. And I feel like a lot of you guys will be able to master your Sun sign by following what lights you up, by making you what is happy. I feel like a lot of you guys are working towards something that you think will bring you happiness, but you have to be willing to look at it. So we have here Sagittarius, insight to understand the wisdom of resulting from the understanding of. And then we have here Neptune, inspire others with, be prepared to sacrifice for, yield is the only way to. So, and that's something that's interesting because you have that Neptune. Now, I don't want to jump the gun yet. So, for a lot of you guys, it is seeing things from a different angle. And as I pick this card up, that flies in the reverse. So I feel like you are missing something that you're now going to be catching. And I feel like what this is you have insights to yourself, an understanding to yourself that nobody else does. No one else can tell you what is right for you. No one else can tell you what is best for you. You have to do what is best for you. And that's the thing, is sometimes we would like to think that people would have our best interest at hand, and sometimes people do. But a lot of times people are out for themselves, and so we have to be careful. We can still be out for ourselves, but we can also still be there for others, right? It doesn't have to be a win-lose situation, but you need to account for what it is that you want as well in relationships. Stop siding with other people when you feel like you are losing out or missing out on something, because you deserve better than that. So if somebody says, oh, let's go out and have this, and you just always go along with what they want because you're afraid to voice what you want, or you're afraid to make waves, or you don't want to start an argument, so you just go along with it. Next time, insert what you want and see if you can find middle ground with one another to where you can both agree on something. And that's what I think is kind of coming towards you here. For some people, that's what you need to do. Another thing is, I feel like you taking control of your life and taking responsibility for yourself is going to inspire others around you. And I feel like some of you guys really want to do something very creative, in which case I feel like a lot of people are going to be inspired. But at the same time, what is it that you're willing to sacrifice? And for some of you, it's your time. For some of you, it's cutting people out of your life. There are certain things that you have to sacrifice in order to gain. So I feel like a lot of you guys, you're in this process of losing things in your life, and you're having to learn that sometimes we need to let those things go so new things can show up. And so that's really what I'm getting here. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, because we have that Capricorn at the bottom of the deck, we have dedication to achieve, focus on, result from the rules imposed by. So a lot of you guys, you're having to get into that Capricorn working energy. And I feel like a lot of you are having issues with focusing on one project because you keep going back to that past hurt, or there's something that keeps you stuck from achieving that goal. And so it gets very frustrating because it feels like every time you try to turn, it's like something is always there to kind of stop you. And, with that Neptune, it's very, there's really no boundaries. It's very flexible. It's an illusion. It's very watery. And I feel like a lot of you guys, that's kind of how your dreams, that's kind of what your goals feel like. You need to have a more firmer structure for what your goals are. And so I feel like that's kind of what is happening, is you're just needing to find that part of you that can do that. The part of you that can find the structure and not just falter the second that something gets hard, or you're afraid of what others are going to think. It's like you're having to learn to push through that discomfort. And that's kind of what is happening towards you, I think, with that Tower moment, is it's kind of pushing you to move out of that discomfort. And I think for a little while, you're going to be worried about yourself or worried about the circumstances because of that Tower moment. But I believe that it's going to be there for a reason. It's going to help you get out of your shell. It's going to help you grow and evolve. We have here, so I didn't even tell you. This is the Chakra Insight Oracle. So let's kind of just see what you need to heal, or what is being enhanced at this month, right? Or at this time. And we have compassion, caring, empathy, acceptance, and gentleness. So I feel like you need to learn to become more compassionate towards yourself and the situation that you're in at this time. Because I feel like a lot of you guys, your lives are kind of up in the air at the moment. And your life is it's not where you want it to be. And so I feel like compassion, desire, fun, and fulfillment and joy. I just get this sense that your heart chakra is a little blocked, or that it's very hard for you to find that passion, that drive, because you've denied it because of how other people have judged you or perceived you, that you were so afraid to go out, to color outside of the lines. You were so afraid to be who you truly are due to how other people have made you feel. So with that compassion, you have to have that compassion towards yourself and that healing, because what is really impacting, I feel like, my Libras is your emotions. So we have feelings, expression, moods, and balance. So a lot of you guys, you have an emotional, a lot of you are dealing with a lot of negative and uncomfortable emotions at this time. And this Tower moment, I feel like, is also going to be triggering that for you. So one of the things that I'm really picking up for you guys is what will be changing in your life is when you can learn to do what you want to do and stop listening to what other people want for you. Because I feel like you've had people that were planning your life before you were even born, or wanted you to be a certain way, or would judge you all the time, say that you're not good enough, or just always seem to have some way of criticizing you. When you learn to either separate yourself from those people, or when you are able to take back that sense of self while saying, that is not true. I do deserve to be happy. I do deserve to be heard and seen. I am my own person. I get to have my own wants, my own needs, and my own desires. And when you start to take that action, your life is going to change drastically. I feel like a lot of you guys are going to start gaining more prosperity in your life. Your health will improve. And I feel like your overall general mood is going to improve significantly just by cutting out certain people, cutting out certain things that are no longer serving you, and no longer letting the judgments of other people rule your life. Because at the end of the day, they don't live your life, you live your life. And so who really cares what they think? And I feel like for a lot of you guys, you've had misbeliefs about other people, and that's okay. We all judge one another. It's just you don't have to allow the judgments of other people to define who you are, because you are your own person, and you deserve to be acknowledged for who you are and not have to feel guilty for wanting something better for yourself. What I have for my Libras, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you guys liked this, please like, subscribe, and share, or just leave a comment down below. But yeah, I really think that this is going to be good for a lot of my Libras. I really think that you guys are going to start becoming more badasses, stepping more into your power once you start to acknowledge that the opinions of others really doesn't matter. So, thanks guys. Have a great and awesome day. Bye. All right, pile number 2. What changes are coming your way? For my Libras who chose pile number 2. Happening for my Libras. So we have the Page of Wands, we have the Nine of Pentacles, we have the Knight of Swords, not the Knight of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords. We have the High Priestess, the Hermit, the Four of Pentacles, the Temperance, Two of Pentacles. Oh man, I just feel like some of you guys have the Three of Wands. Some of you guys have felt this. It's kind of just like the energy of getting knocked down and then getting back up again and then getting knocked down and then it's just, it's kind of like this just disappointment. All right, Libra. So some of the Libras that have chose pile number 2, what am I getting for you guys? The changes that are coming your way is the way that you will. So I feel like you guys have been down on your luck, that things haven't worked out in the way that you wanted it to in the past and even in the present. It feels like nothing is really moving in the direction that you want, but there's still this part of you that still has this sense of drive and this sense of curiosity to want to go out there and achieve what it is that you're trying to achieve. Now, I feel like you guys have been having to go into this hermit mode and having to contemplate and see things clearer. I feel like a lot of you guys have had to take account your intuition. You've had to feel through the world and navigate through feeling more than the physical, because I feel like a part of you guys might be sensing that something bigger is coming, but maybe you're not seeing it in the physical, or there just feels like the energy is different than what is in your current reality, if that makes sense. Something doesn't seem like it is the way that it's meant to be. I feel like a lot of you guys are letting go of that struggle, that burden that you felt. So, see. It just feels like a lot of you guys in this pile might be working through. Okay, so it's like you guys have always have had kind of a hard time making decisions in your life, and maybe you always kind of allowed, like you would wait for other people to make decisions for you, or you would almost like this sense of procrastination. Some of you guys really have a hard time procrastinating, and every time that you try to create a project or do something, it either fizzles out, or you just don't seem to have the energy, or you don't seem to have the resources that you think you need, or there's always just something that comes up to where you feel like you can't create what it is that you want to create. And it's like you're learning to let go of some of these behaviors. So this month, I feel like you guys are, ooh, wow. So we have the High Priestess clarifying with the High Priestess. Yeah, I feel like you guys are aware that things are going to be changing. I feel like you guys have been preparing for this. So, Libra, what I see is changing is there is this toxic behavior that you've had in the past, which feels kind of like a codependency, some type of coping mechanism. So for some of you guys, it's like you would cope, like how you would cope with certain situations or procrastinating. It's almost like you would smoke, or you would drink, or you would eat when you're stressed. There was something that you would do that was a bad habit of yours, and it's almost like you're learning to cut out that bad habit. And so when you would because of this bad habit and because of what you would not quite let go of, it was causing you to have struggles in creating some of the things that you wanted to create. And I feel like a lot of you guys, you've had this image or this idea of what it is that you wanted in your home life or in your stability. There's things that you're working to strive towards, or there's things that you feel this deep sense of pride and this happiness that you have. But a part of you is always feels like you want more. There's more of a struggle than it meets the eye. It's like you're trying to gain clarity, but you're not moving forward. It's almost like you were stuck in thought and you're not going anywhere besides what you're thinking. And it's like you had to follow that intuition and start somewhere. You had to continue. You had to go somewhere. And I feel like for some of you guys, you're now from that Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, you're now going to become that Nine of Pentacles in the upright. I think that you've been dealing around false friends, false people, and I get this feeling of some of you guys have felt pretty low about yourselves because of connections or because of the way you talk to yourself. I feel like this is kind of like a pattern that goes back and forth between how you feel towards yourself and the way that you treat yourself. For some of you guys, I'm getting that this is like body dysmorphia, or you've had some kind of body issues and you're learning to slowly love your body more and more. So you're not putting bad foods into your body, you're not doing anything to harm your body. It's like you're learning to heal that sense of you that you feel like you've damaged, but you've been around people that I feel like were bad influences or wasn't giving you what you really needed. And so with that Hermit, I feel like a lot of you guys, you were kind of tired of staying stuck in this. Is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? And I think a lot of you guys decided to let go of this hope or this waiting that this is going to change. I don't know what this is exactly. I kind of get this feeling that it's something to do with a friend or a family member or somebody that you care about in your life that might be influencing the way that you are and the way that you're approaching life. So I get this sense that some of you guys, what you're really letting go of is this sense of heartbreak. And it has something to do with some form of like an addiction, something that you're addicted to. And I don't know what that would be because for everybody it's different. But there's this sense of addiction. And because of that, it was lacking. You're not seeing the bigger picture. You weren't seeing the way out of a situation because of this addiction, or because this addiction made you become complacent to your surroundings. And so for some of you guys, that's something that I'm kind of picking up. And it doesn't have to be anything really serious. An addiction can be anything. It could be even the addiction to having bad thoughts, you know. It's just something that you perpetually always did, that you knew that was hindering you in your life, that you are no longer allowing to continue, which I think is going to help you start to manifest and grow other things in your life because you're replacing one bad habit with the better habit. You're doing certain things that are now shifting and changing the way that you act in your daily life. And because of that, it is going to start changing the way that things are going to appear in your reality. I feel like a lot of you guys have struggled with this addiction, or you struggled with making this final decision. But I think for some of you guys, like I said, this was maybe a partnership where maybe you felt this addiction to somebody, or maybe this was somebody who's let you down in the past. And because of that, it has caused you to go in that hermit mode to let go of that pain so that you can balance things out. So that not only will this, because I feel like you guys have had unequal partnerships in your life where people are more willing to take from you, or is lying to you, or not giving to you what you deserve, and that is ending. Because with this understanding who you are, it's like you are walking away from something, and what you're walking away from was this sense of not enough, was this I don't have what it takes to create my goals and my desires and my dreams. It's that having faith in yourself, that belief in yourself. It's that believing that you have that drive, and all of that, all these feelings that have been keeping you stuck from accomplishing and having that internal drive is starting to clear away. And so you're releasing all of these bad things. And I feel like what you're letting go of, right, is on that verge of letting go of the things that no longer serve you and building better habits and building a bigger, better legacy for yourself. I feel like some of you guys are waking up to the fact that you need to get your life more in order, that you don't want to mess around anymore, that you don't want to waste yourself with people that don't truly appreciate you guys. And I feel like that is changing the way that you perceive other people, and that is changing the dynamics of your relationships. And I feel like for a lot of my Libras, you guys have always felt like you needed to put in that little extra work in order to get approval from others, or in order to feel like that you are accepted or that you belong. I feel like some of you have felt kind of alone a lot of your life, feeling very isolated. I think a lot of you guys were in your heads a lot growing up, and so that is one of the cycles that I can see that you're breaking. And once you break this cycle, it's almost like of that overthinking and that over worrying, and that's what I'm getting is you guys are worrying a lot about a lot of things that have no bearing in your life, that really isn't going to matter in the end of the day. And I feel like you're worried about scenarios that don't even happen. And so I think that's one of the things that is kind of coming up for a lot of you guys is you're letting go of the beliefs and the thought patterns that you have, like, oh, I have to be one way in order to be loved, or oh, this needs to happen. And really, in actuality, you're actually changing the way that you're thinking. You're changing how you're viewing others. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, the issues that you've had with other people was you always came at it as if everybody had the same heart, that everybody had good intentions, and then when you led to realize that not everybody had that good intention, or that and I think this is stuff that has also occurred to you in your past that has haunted you guys over the years. I think some of you guys have beaten yourselves up over mistakes, and that you're afraid to make the same mistake. So you start to ruminate and you start to worry about the decisions and the choices that you have to make. And because of that, it is kind of stifling you guys from really accomplishing or going after the goals that you really want to go after. And so I feel like that's kind of what is showing up in your guys' reality at this time is this. I feel like you're dealing with people that are backstabbing you, or people that are just not there for your highest good. I think that you're dealing with people who want you to go back to your old ways, but you're evolving and you're changing. And I feel like that's kind of what is changing in your life right now, Libra, is your group of friends or the people that you hang around. I feel like you're either going to not hang out with them as much, or you're going to start finding different people that are going to be able to match your energy, because I feel like you've been around people where they have they haven't been the bestest influence for you, and I think that you've been consciously aware of that. And I really think that a lot of you guys, you're so afraid of losing these people because you probably knew them for a really long time, or you don't want to hurt their feelings, or you don't really know what you would do without them, because again, sometimes when we're around certain people for a long period of time, we just automatically assume that we can't really go anywhere without them. It's kind of like, for some of you guys, this is like a best friend or somebody that you've been with that you feel is that you're done waiting for, or even a lover that you're done waiting for. It's somebody that you feel has let you down, and you wanting to get back up again and heal and moving forward. But I feel like some of you guys, you've been waiting for this, and you're still kind of in that waiting energy, and that's what needs to come to an end. And that's kind of what I'm seeing is closing up. So I feel like you guys are going to start to see, or if people are going to fall away from your life, or new people are going to come into your life, or there's going to be like a state where you're not going to really be talking to anybody. So a lot of the things that are changing around you right now, Libra, is people. the people you're around, the people that you're with, things are going to kind of change. The dynamics around them are going to change a little bit more. You're going to notice that your friends might be quieter or that they might be more talkative. You're going to start noticing that people are going to behave differently around you. There are certain things that you're going to notice that, oh, if this person's not in my life, I feel better, or I feel a lot lighter. I don't feel like I have to worry as much. There's going to be something there where you're going to notice that the relationships that you've had with other people has impacted the way that you've been dealing with certain situations. And I feel like that is what's really changing for my Libras, is no longer staying stuck in your head and actually kind of trying to come out and assert yourself more into the relationships, and to not allow other people to take advantage of you. So I'm going to pull karma cards for you guys here to kind of see what is your guys' karma, what is being resolved, what is being worked through. But yeah, it just really feels as though you are getting more clear about the people around you and about what it is that you want in your life. So we have Neptune, we have the 5th house. We have Aquarius, and then we have the 12th house. So with Neptune, we have inspire others with, be prepared to sacrifice for, yielding is the only way to. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, it's like you might have to sacrifice your time with certain people, or you might have to sacrifice people in your life in order to have a better life for yourself. There's something here where you're going to have to give something up in order to gain something more. And I'm also really feeling that the way that you're going to move about your life here, Libra, is going to be inspiring to those around you. And I feel like the longer you guys move forward, it's almost like you're going to kind of like yield those rewards and actually get what you really need. And here with this 5th house here, we have with the trust of a child, fun, romance, and making art. Do it dramatically. So a lot of you guys with that 5th house, the 5th house is all about that inner child and all about having fun. So if you guys do actually have kids or siblings or somebody that you know is young, it's like you can do arts and crafts with them. It's like getting into that childlike sense of wonder. And I think that's kind of what is trying to come into your life, is a sense of fun. I feel like some of my Libras, you've lost touch with what it is to feel joy and fun and laughter. And so that is kind of what is trying to get awoken inside of you, is learning to let go of certain relationships and certain people that are holding you down. I feel like you've been around people that are negative or naysayers, or they're just always have something. It's like they have a million problems to one solution. And it's like you're surrounded by these types of people, and it's like they're sucking out that vital fertility, that part of you that is alive, that part of you that wants to have fun, that wants to experience life. I mean, you're here to experience and have a good time, and you're around people who are constantly negative, depressed, don't want to do things, always down on their luck. And you hear that stuff and you're accumulating that stuff, and it's like it's harder for you to move forward. And for some of you guys, I did pick up gambling a little earlier, but I didn't say anything, and now I see those dice. So for some of you guys, either you're dealing with people or yourself that had gambling addictions, or some kind of video game addiction, or something where you are consumed by this addiction that was slowing you down. And I felt like these people were helping you with that addiction. So we have here in Aquarius, so we have genius, to experiment with, discoveries of, resulting from, the eccentric of. So a lot of you guys, you're going to be seeing and understanding different sides to yourself. So now is the time to really explore yourself. And that's kind of what the universe is trying to clear a way for my Libras, is it's like you want to experience life, you want to go out and do things, or you want to achieve certain things. So what's going to happen is things are going to be clearing out of your way. You're going to start being able to acknowledge the things that are coming your way, so that you can discover new avenues about yourself and life and other people that you never knew. And so it's like life is changing for you guys, and you guys are starting to see things in a total different way. And so I feel like a lot of you are in this process of evolving and in this process of changing, and I feel like that's what's really causing a lot of you guys to kind of go within and really discover what it is that you want. So one of the things that is happening as well is there's going to be something in my Libra's lives, whether it happened already or is in the process of happening, that's going to make you shaken or test your faith in yourself and in the divine or in God or whatever it is that you believe in or worship. So I feel like a lot of you guys are in this process of having to discover your faith, what it is that makes you whole, what is it that you want to achieve. And also it's like, what are the hidden tendencies that you have that might be slowing you down? I feel like a lot of you guys have been dealing with overwhelming events, and that is because it's leading you guys to this better prosperity. It's leading you to what I feel like is self-love. At the bottom of the deck we have Venus here, so it's the attraction of, the pleasure from, good times. And that's what I'm seeing is coming your guys' way, is you guys are starting to have good times. Things are going to start to become more pleasurable for you. You're going to start attracting people, circumstances, things to you that is meant for your experience. I feel like the people or the circumstances that you've been around, it's almost like you've outgrown it and you're now needing to learn to reel it back. Examine it. Does this person make me happy anymore? Is this, what is happening in my life? It feels like there's a lot of difficulty. So some of you guys, that's what you're examining at this point in time. And when you start to look at it, and when you can start clearing away these self-sabotaging beliefs and stop self-sabotaging in every way that you try to, every time you try to my gosh, my throat. Anytime you try to move forward, there is this sense of self-sabotage or this, oh, I'm not good enough, so I need to go back and withdraw. And it's almost like you're doing that without really realizing that that is causing a lot of issues within yourself. So it's almost like the universe is trying to get you to get out of your shell. And so that is what I'm seeing currently. It feels like good things are going to be coming your way, but there is going to be a little bit of sacrifice and a little bit of turbulence and overwhelm before you get to that point, Libra. So it's almost like buckle up your seats because you're going on a new ride, on a new journey, and it is changing the way that you are interacting with people. You're going to be in different circumstances to where you're not going to be interacting with same people. You're going to be around people that are a little more positive or that is more there for you. Because I feel like like I said, you just kind of outgrown these people. It's like you need to move forward with your life so that you can continue to evolve spiritually, to continue to evolve emotionally. And I feel like that is kind of what is happening, is you've kind of felt like you've hit the glass ceiling with these people. You don't think you can go any further without outgrowing them. And I think that is what is keeping you guys stuck with that resistance there, Libra, is because you don't want to outgrow the people that you love. But at the exact same time, there's this part of you that feels like you need to move forward with your life, that you deserve to be happy, but you still have love, you still have care for these people. So I'm going to pull another deck here, the Chakra Insight Oracle cards, and see what is it that you need to still work on or heal, or what is just being heightened at this time. I feel like your guys' reading is going by a little faster, but I just feel like a lot of you guys, it's just, you are evolving, and a lot of people around you are just not understanding that, Libra. And that's something that why I feel like you're in that hermit mode so much, and why you're always in your head so much, is because you are so worried that you're going to hurt somebody, or that you're going to leave people that you care about behind. But it's like they had just as much time to evolve as you have, and they're going into a different direction, and I feel like so are you. So I feel like for some of you guys, this is kind of a sad situation, but at the exact same time, it's going to really empower you. And as I say that, the solar plexus pops up. Exactly. You leaving these people that make you feel small or that doubt you all the time. When you leave that situation, it's going to start to sprout this sense of self-worth back inside of you. We also have here emotions, feelings, expression, moods, and balance. So you're going to become a lot more more open to expressing your emotions, being more vulnerable, being able to be more balanced in the way that you express yourself once you start to make these changes in your life. But I feel like for a lot of you guys, you are really asserting yourself and starting to become more who you were truly meant to be. And like I said, it's unfortunately sometimes we can't take everybody with us, but I feel like you're dealing with some people that have been putting you down or treating you unfairly, and it's just, you don't need to deal with that. As a person, I think, have been there for other people, and you don't owe anything to anybody, Libra. And so I feel like for some of you guys, you've always felt like maybe you owe people, or you have to be there for other people. And I just feel like that's not true. You know, you need to be there for yourself. If you're not there for yourself, then you can't be there for other people. And we also got crown chakra. So I feel like a lot of you guys, your crown and your solar plexus are being very stimulated. And of course, so is your sacral, because I feel like a lot of this is going to be emotionally healing for you. When you let go of things, it's going to be hard, but I feel like you're going to be emotionally available for newer things once you can clear this and heal through this. And so I feel like gaining that sense of worth and taking that action and setting those goals and being more assertive in your life, and then letting go of the pains, letting go of the past hurts, not holding on to the things that are keeping you feeling stuck and stagnant in this situation. Once you can learn to let things go, let people go, let circumstances go, let go of whatever you know is sabotaging you, especially if you have addictions or anything that you know that is hindering you from your greater success. Once you learn to let that go, you are going to start seeing changes inside of your environment. You're going to start seeing changes in your friendships. People that you once associated with are not going to be able to even recognize you, because I feel like you're going to become so much more abundant, so much more powerful. Because once we learn to let things go, there's not so much heaviness inside of us, and that's when the universe, we're more magnetic, we're more attractive. And I feel like a lot of people, they are going to become more drawn to you, Libra, and they're going to want to get to know you more, and so you're going to be able to meet new people and have better opportunities. And I feel like that is what is coming in for my Libras at this time, when you start to process and heal and work through these things. So we also have here at the bottom of the deck, we got forgiveness. We have letting go, healing, growth, and compassion. And I feel like for a lot of you guys are starting to learn to form, it's like you needing to form the sense of forgiveness inside of yourself and take that action. I feel like some of the issues that you guys have had, Libras, is you're afraid of taking that action because you're afraid of making a mistake again. And the issue that you've always had was forgiving yourself for what you felt like you have done wrong, when in actuality you have always done something right. You've always, because when you did something wrong, you learned from that and you got back up and you continued to strive forward. And so you punishing yourself for a past mistake that you've already corrected or that you've already worked through is causing you to slow down. And once you learn to let go of those things, you're only going to excel so much faster. And so forgiving yourself right now is key, Libra. It's like with Buddha saying that if you do not have compassion for yourself, then forgiveness is kind of incomplete. It's like you have to learn to have that compassion towards yourself so that you can actually truly move forward. And so that's what I have for you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope that this resonated for my Libras out there. You guys have a great and wonderful day. If you like this video, please subscribe, comment below, or thumbs up the video. It helps. Thanks, guys, and wonderful day. Bye.